Postal 2's hardest difficulty is fucked. Take the already insane populace of Paradise, arm them to the teeth, and put a target on dude's back. Then nerf your healing, ammo, and power-ups, and it starts to make sense why Ludicrous is such a titanic struggle. Getting killed is my business, and brother, business is booming. With 9 days put down, this is the penultimate episode. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and hopefully it's not a muzzle flash. After breaking things off with his wife, Postal Dude finds allyship underground with Gary Coleman and his followers. After discussing Champ's legendary affliction, known to the locals as El Perro Loco, they find they have a common goal in taking what is big and making it small, and so we're given our errands for the day. To reduce Champ from a hulking monstrosity to a regular-sized monstrosity, we'll need to recover a chemical cure from the brewery. To even the battlefield in their war against anyone taller than them, the Coleman wish to acquire mechanical stilts from the robotics factory, so they can look the enemy directly in the eye. Sun Tzu declares that an army without a base of supplies is lost, and we can apply that to entertainment by denying them karaoke. Despite our new alliance, we're not given free rein to wander the coal mine. There aren't many men in the cavern, but it's worth exploring with caution all the same. Small bits of ammo and supplies are scattered throughout, but descending through these tunnels, far below the earth, will lead to a sacred temple.
Wait, you have a church?
Inside of which is an almighty prize.
I didn't expect that.
After climbing out of the coal hole, we find ourselves faced with a brutal opposition, a densely packed area bursting at the seams with enemies. The car park directly ahead has a team of survivalists, in thick layers of Kevlar, capable of tanking a lot of damage. There's a sniper rifle on the tank to the left that is tempting to jump down and get, but will land you in a far worse position to proceed. After 20 deaths, it was purely a matter of throwing grenades into the distance to draw in a crowd, then blocking their path with fire before unleashing a torrent of explosives. Rushing through the fresh pile of blood and gore, duck into this mining shed and climb onto the roof, as there is grenades and sick armor to collect. Just across the way, we can see a double vending machine, and reaching it will top up any supplies we just used to make it this far. I did get stuck here for a little bit though.
I better get out of here.
Follow the train tracks a little further and scour this mostly empty area for items, including going from the top floor across these wires to reach this spot before getting back on the rail and moving on. As soon as we enter the Greenbelt, feed the local stray to gain a friend, do a sweet double headshot to clear the path, and continue. The road next to the train yard is usually fraught with danger, and despite the number of NPCs that are present, I managed to dodge every bullet and insult thrown and made it through the load zone without taking a single point of damage.
I'm fucking invincible!
This trend continues after we swing around the corner and run into the brewery in search of the chemicals. Heading through the door, we'll find the building is still occupied by the rednecks, the same as it was 11 years prior. They chatter amongst themselves during a cutscene until they notice you, at which point several are well on their way to take you out. As the trigger for this cutscene is slightly past the door, we can open it and make preparations by kicking grenades down the walkway to kill those that would give chase, and even get an angle on one below, which makes the cutscene far funnier.
Watch it, Jimmy Joe Bob. You can't go around damaging the inventory like that.
The rest of the brewery is much the same as it was during the original base week, but is completed in reverse order. When you get to this conveyor belt, be sure to jump off to the second level and use the advantageous positioning to clear the floor below. After that, climb this pile of barley and use grenades to take out the few blokes in the next room, before reaching a checkpoint.
Things are going just dandy.
Take out the handful of grenade throwers, go behind this mixing vat to get some Kevlar, and then jump on the conveyor belt to do the obstacle course, and then die and do it a few more times because I'm a fucking idiot and I always try to crouch under this first roller. After crossing, you'll be rushed by a few more enemies before having to perform a little more platforming.
Strange, I can't escape this odd sense of deja vu here.
Maybe it'd refresh your memory if you were decked out in some skin-tight leather.
Beyond this ladder is a brewing room, which is a non-stop barrage of bullshit. It's a real war of attrition with so many enemies popping out to catch you by surprise, chipping away at your health very quickly. It's a pretty long stretch either side of this earlier checkpoint, but I'd keep your one and only save per area for this latter section, as it's particularly fierce. After making it through the final slog down these stairs, we find the ooze we're looking for, and by some good grace, a ladder drops down, allowing a hasty exit from the building.
How convenient.
Even though this section is difficult, there's solace in having an enormous stockpile of weapons and items to dip into at any time. We're a little banged up, but we're already a third of the way through this day. The rest should be no problem.
Got him.
Nice hit. Quick, grab whatever he has.
Whoa. What the hell is this?
I don't know, man, but it looks potent.
Our leader will surely be pleased. Come on, bring all this stuff back to the hideout.
Shit, they stole the chemicals. I'm gonna need to get those back.
It doesn't take a genius to guess where you'll be headed next.
It looks like this is the hideout they went to.
Our quest now extends far into the suburbs and requires some much needed R&R, ruin and revenge. We can't hope to face the horde that's occupying these industrial streets, and we'll need to turn tail and head back through the train yard. The relative kindness during the initial passage through has been flipped on its head, the peace replaced with venom. Armed with nothing but a box of matches and foul words, we must again remember the wisdom of Sun Tzu. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting, which I'm pretty sure means flipping the bird at people until they laugh so you can run away from them.
Fuck.
Low health is taken even lower, but now we're out of the direct line of fire and must make the long journey to rebuilding our shattered arsenal. And by long journey, I mean moving painfully slow behind this NPC so he doesn't kill us immediately. Be sure to grab this abandoned picket sign before creeping a little further along and diving behind the cover of this overturned train. Though we're fresh out of Scooby snacks, dogs will still treat you as a friend if you're willing to play fetch. Climb onto this wreckage to grab some Kevlar, as well as a key piece of weaponry. Across the way is an NPC hunkered down behind this stall, keeping overwatch of this zone. Getting past without being seen is impossible. The sledgehammer is blocked by his fortification, and the dog will get stuck on the side of it. Due to his vendor status, he also has higher than normal health and resistances, making shooting him from afar with the machine gun we just found out of the question. Drop down and grab this shotgun and make a mad dash for the diagnostic center, and prepare to fight any that heard the gunfire, who may give chase inside.
Definitely.
That stuff really works.
Use these windows to take stock of your surroundings, then dive over the right-hand railing, take cover amongst the pipes, and hammer anyone that follows.
Say, I'm pretty good at this. Yeah, that's what they all say.
This should leave you free to climb up the ladder of the same building unimpeded, where you can then cross the power lines to find a sniper rifle and catnip. Drop down and take some optional revenge.
Today's the first day of the end of your lives.
Return through the building again, cross this walkway to grab yet another rifle, and kick your way through this door. Grab the medkits in this room to mend your many wounds, before venturing deeper into the dilapidated building to find yet another old friend. Head up the stairs, pass through this load zone, and immediately return to reset your save and warp your canine companion to your side. Going back to the same door that leads outside, we'll find that in the brief moment we've been gone, it's been boarded up yet again. But you know what they say, when life closes a door, use a big fucking hammer to smash it to pieces. This area is chock full of goodies, and the hits keep coming once you climb onto this roof. Go back through the building for a final time, head up the ladder to find a final stockpile,
Here it is.
then cross the walkway to make it to the robotics factory. After the Napalm Factory's untimely destruction in the base game, it has since been repurposed and rebuilt into a massive facility, reminiscent of Black Mesa, but with more piss. I'm not quite sure how something like this gets made in a post-apocalypse. Considering the state most of Paradise is in, the majority of efforts to rebuild must have been siphoned to this one building. Grabbing the mechanical stilts kicks off a cutscene where a new mobile version of the vendor cure machines have gone rogue. Due to the nature of ludicrous difficulty, however, the initial robot uprising is quickly quashed. Once the scientists are cleared, be wary of any that might respawn behind you. Climb down this ladder in the elevator to get the catnip at the bottom, then head back up to the top and keep turning lab coats red. The next room has some medkits as well as a vending machine. If only I had some money! Ride the conveyor belt until you reach this devastating laser puzzle. Here's the steps to complete it. Push the button to turn it off. Keep going and don't fall into the disposal lava. And instead use the barrels to create a path into the assembly area.
Oops, that was impetuous of me.
You can breeze through this fire room that's full of fire unless you're desperate to top up your health, and then we can land in the urine-soaked finale. From the safety of the observation room, a group of scientists refuse to open the doors until you've unfucked the Skynet situation and relieved the robots of their sentience. With the robotics factory powered down, the junkyard is directly in front of us, so we might as well check it out for anything that might help us tackle the journey ahead. Amongst the scrap metal and now hostile zombies, we'll find all of the same spots as Wednesday, as well as new ones with items of value. Even the Hellhound has returned, meaning an extra powerful companion to add to your ranks. Hopefully he doesn't immediately run away this time. After you grab the sick armor, be sure to flush this toilet to grab a bit of extra cash. And finally, there is one more piece worthy of our attention.
This is gonna be sweet.
Leaving the junkyard and sneaking along this waterway once again offers decent cover from anyone wandering the street, making it mostly safe. Through the load zone and immediately head right up this dirt mound and launch across the top of the tunnel to find yet another nuke launcher. Who the fuck keeps leaving these things laying around? Jump back onto the power lines, which allows a direct route across the majority of the entire zone. Just keep your fingers crossed you don't get seen from the streets below too early. Transition through the snowy suburbs by sneaking along the outside of this house and hop into the tunnel before arriving at the final weather zone. Approaching the epicenter of the nuclear blast, the ice-cold streets give way to scorched earth. Immediately enter the dealer's house and crush anyone still living in this gosh-forsaken place and rob the joint.
Score some cash. Excellent.
This part of the suburbs is remarkably dangerous. The smaller map size makes every street more tightly packed with enemies, and the ashen skies block out the light of day, making them that much harder to see. Unfortunately, the karaoke bar we need to sabotage is deep into this zone, with layers of haters between us and the objective. Carefully make your way up the street and use your revolver's Peacekeeper ultimate. Move up the stairs and pray the Hellhound continues its usefulness before squeezing between the brick wall and the billboard. With the high enemy density, WMD poison is your best friend, as it incapacitates without killing, reducing the number of effective opposition. So leave anyone crawling on the ground alive to prevent another respawning in their stead. Once this side street is safe enough, crouch jump onto the wall, and then climb up the power lines, which leads to a few bits and bobs on the roof, directly across from the fire in the whole club.
Say, looks like it's open mic night. Why not take the stage and enthrall the crowd with your golden voice? Or you could just blow the place to hell.
Cruise down the street towards our old stomping ground, using the hunting rifle to keep the violence at a distance. Be wary of your undead canine companion if they've been infected with green, as it will hurt you, and they don't have any respect for personal space or your dwindling health points. Ow. After confirming the existence of the hellhole that's keeping Champ at bay, head to the neighbor's house, and once inside, make sure to freak the fuck out because you can't pick up this medkit. Then exit through the front door to the next part of the suburbs. Suburbs 4 is murderously difficult, with 40% of the deaths occurring in this one area. All the dangers of the previous zone still apply, and starting with 29 health certainly doesn't help. Scything into the cover of this house, we'll pass through and then sneak up to the fence to abuse the WMD poison once again.
Fuck you, buddy.
This can take a while because of the litany of enemies, but once it's clear, kick an infected body over to these stairs. This alleyway will serve as a death funnel, and the final stretch before we reach the hideout to recover our chemicals and take our revenge. One of the more dangerous NPCs is lurking in this area as well. Postal babes look friendly, but have incredibly high health, a bunch of damage resistances, and a 2.5 times damage multiplier. They're a walking tank, blend in easily with the crowd, and especially with low health, can deliver a killing blow in an instant. With the body in place, the trap is set, and we can toss dynamite to get everyone's attention, which will then cause a chain reaction, and there's only one target that demands more attention. Just be wary of any on the ground that may be faking it. Okay, this is a mess. This is a mess, but it is effective. Where did this house go? It's just like gone, it's like deleted. Slide into Meat World to make use of the vending machines and whatever cash you've managed to scrape together, and then it's time to get our cure back.
It looks like this is the hideout they went to. But how do I get inside? Crap, so much for that quiet approach. Man, that's fucking awesome.
我是孙子，我的策略对你大有裨益。现在，我将《孙子兵法》的最后一部分传授给你。善攻者，出自天之巅，在喋血街头2中用剑斩杀敌人。
And there it is. After completing the day's errand, we return to the coal mine, where we're met with gratitude and the chemical cure for Champ's gigantism is complete.
I know you're just dying to jab that syringe into someone to see if it works.
The game won't proceed until you betray the coalman, which I personally think sucks.
Shit. I think I'll just find another way around this crap.
Instead, we'll sequence break this part by rocket jumping across the bridge and abuse the auto unstuck to make it up to this ledge to reach the trigger that opens the end of the level, where Postal Dude collapses and is rescued by a now peace-loving Al-Qaeda. Simply comment Friday if you'd like to see the final episode of the Ludicrous series. A huge thanks to you for watching, and the members that continue to support this channel. Aaron F. Pokemon, Agent Arctic Fox, Ricardo Ford SX, Bottle, Cameron Kuckel, Firkin Kipchak, Jack Croft, Joe the Lizard, Lindblom, Mick, Mildly an Alien, Zai Sarai, Tex Fletcher, The Unknowns, Todd Overholt, Nefarious, Videoga, and Vodak. Thank you all so much.